I'm going to start out with the iPhone here. We'll move to the iPad and some things about that a little bit later. What this is going to be is a video simulation of a simulation, I guess. I don't have some of the tools to do this, so what I'm trying to do is show you the concepts and the idea that I had and how I would lay it out based on the book you gave me. So at the beginning here we have the home page or the opening page of the iPhone, and you'll see an icon on the right called Pearson, and it has a photograph of the book as the application icon. So to start, we would go ahead and tap on the application icon. This will bring you to a splash screen that will show while the application loads, and a picture of the book and the logo, and you also have a title down there that says Mobile Concepts by Mike Rhodes for Greg, Editor-in-Chief, Pearson Technology Group. This brings you to the main screen of the application. I've broken this up into each of the book's chapters with the main title of each chapter listed. There's a photo icon representing each chapter pulled from the book. So since there are 35 chapters, the user would simply use the touchscreen, scroll down, find the chapter they want to go to, and tap it. In this instance, let's tap on Chapter 2. This brings you to the actual text of the chapter, so you can begin reading. You can continue to scroll down the text until you get to the next page indicator at the bottom right of the touchscreen. I think a decision would need to be made as to how much text you'd have to scroll through before needing to tap that next button. It could be a considerable amount of text until you get down there. Okay, so we've gotten to a point where we've needed to click to go to another page, and on this page we see we have an inline graphic on the screen. I think I'd like to see a larger view of that, so I'll tap on the button to the right of the picture, which allows me to see a larger view of that graphic for further study. Tapping the button at the top of the screen returns me to my prior page. Let's pretend someone came into the office while I'm sitting there reading this book on the iPhone, and I need to close out the application for a while. What I'd like to see happen is have the application retain the state of where I was when I closed it, so that when I open that application up again, I can continue where I left off. Tapping on the center of the screen at any time will bring up a navigation controller consistent with the Apple iOS user interface element usage guidelines, with home, search, type modification, and bookmarking options. One of the things you asked me to do for this test was to see if there's anything missing from the book that might be helpful to add to the application. I think a really nice feature to add would be a glossary of terms, especially since the book's chock full of technical words. So within the app we could add a glossary. You'd scroll down the alphabetical list, find your word, tap on the word, and see the word's definition. This feature might be useful. Here's a couple other ideas you could do. You could have a quiz area where there are random questions and answers pulled from the book. You could have an illustration gallery of Tim Downs' illustrations pulled from throughout the book. You could have an introduction section where Ron and Tim are audio recorded together in a room, simply answering the question, what was it like working on that book?
And the challenge I have,
and then you'd let those two guys bring their own storytelling and personalities into the recording as they sort of reminisce and talk about the interesting things they experienced while making that book. Well, I see the battery is getting low on my virtual device up here, so we better move on to another topic.